Come one, come all, buy your bits today. Some are half off, some are on sale, some are not even sold here. We've got bits that are meta, we've got bits that are funny, we have bits that go on for too long. What would you like today, madam?
Can I please get one bit? It's with a little bit of meta in there and make it not pertaining to the division whatsoever.
Ah, feeling daring today, aren't we? Hello everybody, welcome back to Double Dip Draft. I am Cabral, coach of the slinging age of slashers. Joining me as always.
Why? I just had a fucking stroke.
Are you okay? You alright?
What happened? Yeah, no,
I assure you, the bits were of quality that I sold to you.
It's Aurora, coach of the Honchkrows Hunters, and we are back for the penultimate week of the main season of Aqua Division of Season 8 of Double Dip Draft.
Yes.
Of Pokemon Draft League variety of Pokemon games made by Nintendo. Played on Showdown.
Yeah. And going into week 6, we have a really good idea of who's making it into playoffs. We have Scoots, of course, leading the pack. He's guaranteed in at this point. With the Blood Moon Bears as well as the Grass Valley Greninjas also guaranteed in at this point. The only things up in the air, we have Nick fighting Woody. And if Nick loses by any means, then there's a chance that Mass could sneak in. Mass's fight this week is with Scoots, though. And if Mass somehow, or he beats Scoots or whatever, then he can sneak on in, getting a 3-3 and at a -4 differential, depending on how Mass's last week goes. And we know he fights Mad Capture in that last week. It is possible for Mass to squeak on into playoffs. But again, that is dependent on Nick not beating Woody. And even if Nick does beat Woody, there's still a chance for Mass to squeak in. He has to beat Scoots, though. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah. Just going by like the past record of what these matchups look like, it is not a likely sequence of events, but it is not an impossible sequence of events, and that's important.
There are things that just happen. RNG is a huge factor in Pokemon. We've seen this season a lot of freezes that have been very key and essential that have happened. There's some paras that really matter. There's misses that have mattered in the games. RNG is a large factor in all this, and just because your team is really good at other Pokemon, there's still the chance of RNG. And on top of that, we're all human at the end of the day, last time I checked. And it's possible for us to make our own mistakes in matches. Don't watch Magma Division.
You should watch Magma Division.
No, you don't need to watch.
Look, I woke up proud this morning. Okay, go watch Magma Division.
Don't watch my match. But with that being said, Aqua is pretty definitive. It is likely that Nick is going to be the final proper contender for playoffs in Aqua, and then as we go into week 7, it's going to be determining placements other than Scoots, because even if Scoots loses this week and gets to a 5-1, the differential alone will keep him winning unless something happens in week 7 and he loses this week. But I think to get there, we got to go through a few other matches first.
Indeed we do.
Who we got first?
And the first match we've got lined up for you is Jason, coach of the Hartford Honchkrows, facing off against Alter, coach of the
Sliggoo Sluggers.
Sliggoo Sluggers.
Yes. Alter being a brand new player to Draft League, and both of these players finally having their first wins of the season as well, actually. So they're both at 1-5. 1-4. My bad. 1-4. And they'll be getting another win or a loss here as well. So one of them go to 2.
One of them will be 1-5.
One of them will be 1-5. It's true. One of them will be 2-4 though. So we got to see who's that. But we see a pretty standard team from Jason. To be fair, looking at his draft, and we've talked about it. Not much he can do different, but what it does well. You see the big rock over there.
I feel we haven't seen him utilize the Lele to great extent up until this point.
Yeah. I did like the Blizzard last week, though, with Greninja. That was a blast. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good play.
And we do see Funny Rock here.
On Alter's, on Alter side we see actually like double regenerator core with both Fish and Audino.
Yep.
Assuming it doesn't Mega Evolve, because it is a Mega Audino.
Yep.
We get the Swiss Army Knife that is Mew, capable of doing pretty much whatever the fuck it is that you need it to.
Yep.
And then, Gouging Fire. Just good Pokemon right there, especially into something like Mega Metacham.
Yeah. And Leafeon.
Colossal's here too.
Oh yeah, Colossal's here. Yeah.
And Leafeon.
I mean, Colossal's funny, you could be cheeky. Maybe he's expecting like Greninja to hit like Water Shuriken or something and click Endure and then get the Steam Engine going or something. Might be possible.
Yeah. I've had the pleasure of using it before. It's a silly thing.
It's a very silly thing. It does silly stuff. But, at this point, they're not guaranteeing playoffs, and they're probably just having fun battling at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. There's no stakes here at this point,
It's pride. It's pride. It's better. Like, you want to be able to look back at this season on the document and be like, yeah, I'm in that slot instead of that slot.
Yeah. But with that being said, I think we should get going and check out what we have for League. Greninja here, Mew's here as well. Bug Buzz nearly killing this thing.
Yeah, hefty Bug Buzz immediately like chunking into this thing, revealing itself to be Scarf because it's faster than a Greninja.
Yeah.
And Jason taking advantage by going into a resist.
Yeah. So, not a bad idea there. We do get Swords Dance though, so how does Alter handle this? Times 2 only doing 61% is crazy. And at this point, maybe we can solve some Toxic. We don't see a Rock Polish this week, though.
Yeah, and Alter smartly taking using the Protect to stall out the Toxic a little bit more.
Yeah.
It does sack the Mew, unfortunately, which would be faster than.
Yeah. And we also get a sack in the Audino,
Neverest.
not megging there. We do finally see Leafeon, which could have taken these Earthquakes and the Rock hit and knocked off and killed this. Leafeon is faster than Lando.
Yeah, and we see a Life Orb from it as well.
Yeah. And at this point, with that crit and everything, Ultra's lost a lot of HP and the 1.5 times attack. He really knows he's not going to survive another hit. There's not much really he can do. He does have Rocky Helmet on the Fish as well, so already losing those two Pokemon, especially Mew, and with this thing being faster, kind of lost momentum and can't keep up.
Yeah, Jason just kind of gets two really hard-hitting Pokemon in good positions, and that's enough to break through the bulk on Alter's side.
Yep.
Alter unable to deal with the 1.5 times attack pure power Pokemon and the double attack Landorus, which is base 145 attack, I believe.
It is base 145, yeah. And there's some earlier calls could have done switching in Mew and Audino into Landorus was not ideal. Leafeon or even the Fish could have come in a little more for that to get in safely. Mew, because Mew being faster and being Scarf, hits a lot of stuff on this team with the right moveset, but that's what it is. And so we do have another loss for Alter and a win for Jason, getting to 2-4 for this season. But beyond that, I don't think there's really much else to look at other than the next match, which is Scoots of the Portland Palafins versus Mass of the Treasure Town Togetics. As we said earlier, this match is a little big for Mass because if Mass wins this match against the undefeated Scoots, it is entirely possible for Mass to still make playoffs.
Indeed it is, and Scoots is sitting pretty comfy. A lot has to go wrong for him to even lose first place at this point.
Yeah.
And he has been just wrecking house with that Oricorio, and it's coming as the electric variant this time.
With Terra Ground still, though. I mean, Terra Ground is just a solid Terra type to use, honestly. But we do see new Pokemon over on Mass's team. We see both Iron Valiant and Enamorous Therian, which have been swapped out with Menma. Those were Menma's Pokemon, now they're Mass's. Mass had traded over Azelf and Enamorous Incarnate.
Yes, Enamorous went into its little shell to hide. Azelf did some training, got into a mech suit, and is now piloting a little bit.
Is that how it works? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that makes sense to me. But
clearly that's how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. We have seen this Oricorio sweep 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
So it'll be exciting to see if Mass here has figured out some way of finally dealing with it, because there are a lot of answers. It's just people haven't been using them.
Yeah. So we do see Murkrow here, though, and that's a funny little prankster guy. Does a couple things. Maybe we see,
Yeah. We see Tornadus Therian also, who is immune to both the electric that this base Oricorio is, and the ground
yeah.
that its terrestrialized version is.
But I think at this point, kind of just got to see how it all plays out. So what do we get for leads? We get Clefable and we get an Enamorous Therian. Calm Mindset has been coming pretty much every week on Clefable because it's just so good at that. And at this point, yeah, there we go. There's Excadrill. Probably should have switched more immediately into Excadrill on Clefable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's like worth scouting just to like see what it is.
True.
Especially since like Enamorous is already so solid. Like if this thing has like Thunder Wave,
yeah,
you don't necessarily like mind all that much.
Yeah.
Very interesting to see the fucking Key Berry on this thing, which after you get hit by a physical move increases your defense by 1. And suddenly even Excadrill is not doing anything anymore.
Yeah. Focus Blast missing, which is such a shame. And then we get another Focus Blast, which actually hits, only doing 22% to this thing. And Scoot's just running away again with the bird. Another miss.
Yeah, it's already at 3 times speed, 3 times special attack. It's got 1.5 times defense. It's looking pretty over, but Murkrow to the rescue.
Yep.
Haze, removing all of its stats and revealing this thing for the fraud it is.
Yeah.
Because without stat boosts, this thing just doesn't hit anything. Like, Murkrow is weak and has 42 base special defense and 60 base HP, which, like, sure, it's probably running a Violize to cover it up a little bit. But, like, it's taking no fucking damage from that Icy Wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Scoot's forced to switch.
Someone messaging me. People need to stop doing that.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. No, Scoot's forced to like switch out of Oricorio and actually like play the game rather than just like 6-0 sweep another sucker.
Yeah, which is fantastic to actually see. So Mew-Melon already putting up, or Mass putting up a decent fight already against Scoot. We did get this unfortunate sack or loss of Thunders earlier, which I don't think needed to happen. But I get not wanting to bring in Murkrow and just have it die right away. So.
Yeah, Scoot's also like kind of predicting Mass's like obvious attacks into like the Pokemon that's currently in, punishing it with the Ferrothorn and like the Iron Barb's damage, slowly chipping away at that Excadrill.
Yeah.
Who would love to just nail that Ferrothorn with an Earthquake.
Yeah, and then this thing just being so bulky and just getting chipped and chipped and chipped, with those spikes out.
Yeah. And here again, like, we saw Manaphy's flip turn deal, like, 30 to Clefable before, so I feel like you don't necessarily need to hit it with an Iron Head. Like, an Earthquake would be doing probably, like, over half already.
Yeah, since Iron Thorns is especially the natural switch in to Excadrill, looking at most of this team here, Earthquake would have done some nice neutral damage to it. We do see Iron Valley finally getting some screen time on Mass's team here, and going to click a move in close combat, doing 38 to Clefable.
Yep, Iron Valiant's a good Pokemon. It can put in a lot of work. I do believe it's faster than everything bar Regieleki.
Yes, I believe that is the case.
Yeah, and here again, like, that flip turn doing 22 on like what presumably is a negative natured
Manaphy.
Manaphy?
Yeah. Likely the case.
Mass going for a rapid spin. The Iron Barb's nearly knocking this thing out.
Yeah, finally you do get an Earthquake here, and that takes it out. Now, don't know for sure if it's the case, but 1 time speed, if there was a speed invested, Excadrill would likely outspeed this Latios.
Yeah, it kind of depends on like how fast it is exactly, but like with the speed boost from Rapid Spin, it definitely could be faster and maybe like try for a cheeky Iron Head flinch.
Yeah.
Because like at this point, like it's so low. But like at best it's a sack to switch into something else.
Yeah, and at this point there comes this to take that out finally, which is nice. Yes, this is faster. What was the HP on Iron Valiant? Did that make a difference? I don't know if this would have killed Iron Valiant. It might have. I wonder if staying in would have been better.
The thing is, I don't believe Iron Valiant kills this thing in one hit, regardless.
Yeah.
So, like, either way, it doesn't matter. And, like, with the rapid spin coverage and the extra drill so low, yeah, the Regieleki, with its insane speed, is able to clean up the rest of Mass's team, which, admittedly, a 4-0 is the smallest win Scoots has taken so far.
Yeah, and on top of that, most of Scoots' Pokemon are pretty, hurt. Drapion is 22%, and the Dumb Bird is at 39%, and it's toxic at that point. Clefable is, yes, it's down to only 68%, but leftover still. And Regieleki isn't damaged, but like that is the furthest down we've seen Scoots come, I feel like.
Yeah. One unfortunate thing also is like that Manaphy, I believe he says at some point that it was a Tail Glow set, with Clefable being unaware, and like very specially defensive Vesta because it's taking a lot of physical damage and not much special damage.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, like this game just was not the matchup for Manaphy, unfortunately.
No, it wasn't. But there are some plays we saw here and there. Again, the haze set on Murkrow is really fun. I like the Toxic to not keep the bird in that much longer than it could be.
Yeah, like we finally saw like Scoots have to play the game and not just murder everything with one bird.
Yeah.
So, props for that, especially. Unfortunate about the loss because it does numerically eliminate.
Yeah, it does eliminate Mass from the
playoffs.
match. Well, actually, that might depend on this next match potentially. Because if the players here, like if Nick loses, True. But who we got? You got to tell me.
Yeah, we have Nick of the Bayou Bellibolts versus GTP Woody of the Schaumburg Salamences.
Yeah.
And Woody matches are stories told as old as time.
Yes, they
at this point.
We do see Mega Lopunny back though.
Yeah, Mega Lopunny took like a weird hiatus for like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sure why, because like he did still bring Kangaskhan, and it's like if you have this thing, why not just run Mega Lopunny?
Yeah.
But it's back. The brain cells like returned to the brain, where they're supposed to be. And honestly, it looks like pretty decent into Nick's team. Like it's faster than Urshifu, it hits Stinglu super effectively, it hits his horse super effectively before it terrestrializes.
Yeah.
Scrappy makes it hit Blacephalon.
I think it gets
with like ice punch coverage, it can hit Salamence too.
Oh, I guess yeah, Ice Punch coverage is also there too. I was thinking Play Rough for some reason.
Or actually triple actually, I believe it gets at this point.
Oh yeah, that'd make more sense. But I mean, Nick's team in general too is just no slouch either. Like, Urshifu could be scarfed; it's terrifying. Unlike Mega Lopunny, which cannot, have an item. So it just really depends. I think there's scary Pokemon on both sides here, but at this point, Nick wants a win to ensure that playoff viability.
Yeah, any victory, even if it's 0-0, will lock in his place in playoffs at this point, given that Mass lost his match.
Yeah.
And even if he does end up losing, just not losing too badly will still, like, not guarantee it quite yet, but, like, make it look pretty good.
Yeah, but I think there's only one way to find out how that goes for Nick, and we start with the Kangaskhan, and we do get a Scrappy Kangaskhan, which is really interesting. Don't know what this set could be. Ground Fake Out is interesting. I don't know why switch off of... Is that a Whirlpool? Is that a Whirlpool? A Whirlpool?
That is a Whirlpool, which for some reason Kangaskhan learned.
Does it get... I don't know, like we get the spore effect. But like, I don't know, does it get Parasong?
Actually, I'm pretty sure it does, actually.
Huh. Okay. Well,
let me go and make doubly sure.
Yeah, go make sure about that, because that would be really interesting if this was like a Parasong Whirlpool set.
Never mind, no, it doesn't.
Okay, well, never.
Oh, I was looking at Murkrow before. That's fine.
Okay, well, all right. We got Whirlpool, Toxic, Fake Out. What's the fourth move?
Yeah. So like, this Kangaskhan just seems to be made to, like, squeeze out the maximum amount of, like, toxic damage out of, like, some potential spikes.
Yeah.
Which could be interesting, actually.
You could be
like,
really interesting.
to play it that way.
Yeah.
Like, maybe the last move would be, like, Protect then.
Could be Protect. Could be interesting.
Yeah. Also, like, Nick just stacking up the hazards on Woody's side of the field.
Yeah, and with that much hazards, Woody's getting so much chip on everything, because most of these Pokemon here, other than Porygon, do not recover their own HP. And that's...
Yeah, he also has no, what do you call it? Hazard removal.
Yeah.
At least not that he brought with him.
Yeah. We get another Fake Out.
Fake Outs into this thing. This thing showing it's not Rocky Helmet, so not, like, there to, like, just punish the Fake Outs. But Body Press will do the trick.
Yeah, Body Press will absolutely do the trick. At this point, you know, Kangaskhan is actually not a threat per se, but it's definitely something that Nick is struggling to deal with compared to some of the other Pokemon. Woody keeping it safe, and then it's decently bulky. Dracovish coming in and not being fast, probably going to die, especially losing that attack. And actually, next time it comes in, it will die because of the hazards.
Yeah, the hazard stacking is just, like, so absurd. There's so much.
Yeah. In fact, if we
like,
had...
everything grounded switching in takes 29.5% of damage.
Yeah. But, you know, Woody bringing down this thing to, like, half HP is crazy. Genuinely. Like, you know, Kangaskhan's been doing some effort in that. If it had, like, an attacking move, it actually might be able to take out Urshifu because it's parried. You know, it's much slower. There goes the fish.
I'm actually kind of surprised to see that Porygon 2 is still slower than a paralyzed Urshifu.
Yeah.
It might be Scarfed.
Hey, there's Rest.
It's likely Scarfed.
We learned the fourth move.
Yeah, so we see Rest as the last move on this thing, which is interesting because that, for one, that means that it can't touch Pale Horse over here.
Yeah.
But like we saw earlier, because of the Intimidate from Salamences, that this Kangaskhan is scrappy, with its only physical attacking move being Fake Out, which should, like, you didn't really care about the damage there, you just care about, like, flinching the opponent and chipping away a little bit.
I mean, that's fine, but, you know, if there was a ground move and, like, a fighting move or a normal hitting move or something, that could have been really nice into majority of this whole team, because the other thing, too, yes, they're scrappy, but Kangaskhan gets Early Bird, and if you use Rest with Early Bird, you wake up earlier.
Yeah. Normally you have to wait 2 turns to wake up from Rest. With Early Bird, you could get up in just 1 turn.
Yeah.
Like, you're just asleep for 1 turn, and after that you are good to go again. Which means you could heal to full health every other turn, which sounds crazy.
That is really crazy. But either way, Nick secures a 6-0 victory, guaranteeing him for playoffs. And at this point, we're looking between Big Mouth and Mad Capture, who know that match having been played out. By the way, Mad Capture, of course, coach of the Grass Valley Greninjas, and Bick being the coach of the Blood Moon Bears. They know that they are guaranteed playoffs at this point, so their match is for ranking for 1st through 4th place.
For placements, yeah.
And we're not going to get into it too much this week, but I want to briefly mention, we talked about this in Rocket Division a little bit too. I'm sure it'll be brought up in the other replays when you watch them. When we go over week 7, we're also going to be discussing how playoffs works in the bracketing between the different divisions. So for instance, 1st place in Aqua might fight like 4th place in Magma or something along those lines. We're going to go over those details later. So placement still matters for these players in who they're going to end up fighting in the other divisions and the other matches.
Yes, in theory, it should work out so that a higher placement will get you easier, in quotation marks, like early matches.
Yeah.
Because you're fighting like lower seeded players.
Yeah.
And vice versa, like being lower, it makes you fight higher seeded players.
Yeah.
Anyway, about this match here.
Yes.
Mad Capture, basically just the same team again that we've seen functionally every week.
Yep. Venusaur's here though.
Venusaur's here. Venusaur's been like what I believe like the main thing that's been swapping out like a little bit.
Yeah, I was not here. I think the previous week or the week before that. So it's been in and out. It has not been here consistently, but Torkoal, Sandy Shocks, Chandelure, and Walking Wake have been here consistently. I think every single week. I think Screamtail got swapped out once during one of the other weeks, and Venusaur has been here and there, not in. But Venusaur is really good with the Sun team. I like it a lot. It gets growth. I've used it before, and growth doubles your attack and special attack in the Sunshine. And when you're still Venusaur, you get Chlorophyll, doubling your speed. And into most of Vic's team, and what Venusaur gets in this move pool of like Giga Drain, I know it gets Earth Power and stuff, actually terrifying into most of that team.
Yeah, it can put in some pretty good work. Also, I just checked. Venusaur's been swapped out for Phalanx once, for Obstagoon once, and aside from that, this has been the same team every week.
Okay, cool. I mean, it's
Torkoal has come 6 times, Chandelure has come 6 times, Walking Wake has come 6 times, Screamtail has come 6 times, and Sandy Shocks has come 6 times.
Wow.
So very little variety on Mad Capture's end.
Yeah. On Vic's end, though, we do see a little bit of mix-up. We do see Spare Tires, you keep calling it affectionately. We also have the Fish. Bastion Legion's been here, I think, almost every week. Galapagos we're actually seeing come in again, hoping to get some more utility out of it. Dragalge, though, has not been here super often. Very fun, interesting pick. Dragon Poison is actually kind of nice. Dragon being resistant to water and to fire. Probably a really nice bring overall. And it's also just a good bring against Venusaur in general.
Yeah, a special Venusaur will struggle with it, though it does get Earth Power, I believe. It does for sure get Earthquake.
Okay.
And Venusaur does actually learn Swords Dance, too, which is kind of...
That's crazy.
I don't know, like, early Pokemon is weird.
Yeah. So, that's so interesting. I mean, ground moves go really hard into most of Big's team here. We do see a Terra Captain in the form of Diancie, and it is a Terra Dragon this week.
It's been a Terra Dragon most weeks. Which, I mean, like, it's a good Terra typing for it to go into, because, like, it's already a Fairy type by default. So if that's what you need, you can just not Terra. And if then you want to, like, resist the, like, elemental attacks that are good into Rock, and be just, like, neutral to Steel, which is otherwise 4 times effective, you can Terrestrialize. Yeah. So, you know, it's a good option for it.
But yeah, and I think at this point, let's watch our final match of Week 6, and let's get to talking about it. Iron Treads leads, fine. We can Volt Switch, we can Earthquake. Sandy Shocks is here to run away. Doesn't want to deal with any of
that. I love the sending in your Booster Energy Pokemon immediately, only to swap out.
Yeah.
So that's like hella specs damage.
Yeah, it is. Thunder Wave on the Chandelure is nice. We've seen this week thing come, I think, every week with a trick set.
Yeah. Again, like Madcap's team has been very static.
Yeah.
I guess anyone looking to have some tips against him for Week 7 and/or playoffs,
yeah,
take note.
I'm a little surprised from Vic there with Iron Treads. We didn't see a straight Earthquake into Venusaur or like into anything, because Earthquake does a lot of damage to most of these Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Instead of
it does a huge one to like all these Pokemon, and we've already seen that like the 3 like ground weak Pokemon, none of them have a balloon. We saw Sandy Shock, it had Boost Energy. We saw Torkoal, it has Heat Rock, and we saw Chandelure. We don't know what it was, but we could see it wasn't a balloon.
Yeah. And Earthquake is really freeing most of this team, and you know, Draco Meteor did a ton of damage. We see it unfortunately already down in the amount of damage it does. Switching in Screamtail, maybe setting up screens, maybe doing some cheeky stuff with like taunt or whatever else it does.
Yeah, Flip turn doing a cool 4%.
Yeah, it is. Heavy Slam though is crazy. I'm curious.
Yeah, Heavy Slam, like again, like just not using Earthquake is interesting.
Yeah.
It would not have 2-hit KO'd there, at least assuming it would have just done like around 27 twice.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. It did Mega, so it's a little bulkier.
But it's just free into this whole team. Like, this whole team is incredibly ground weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we see like this is going to be like a 1v1 that goes on for a little bit. This Dragalge versus Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
Mega Venusaur capable of hitting, and it just doesn't hit back all that hard.
No, it really doesn't.
Like this thing is clearly like Assault Vest or something.
Yeah, you know what? Likely Assault Vest. There's no Black Sludge or anything there, so. But yeah, this thing's not doing anything through this, and you know, it finally dies out. It was also running out of synthesis at that point too.
Yeah, Madcap was trying to just like break the even thing. Trying to like spin away these rocks because they are kind of annoying for his team as well.
Yeah,
it's the only hazard removal he's got.
Yeah, especially the French drop.
Yeah, especially the French drop is pretty big because this thing was taking only 36 even from this.
Yeah, now it's taking
Shadow Ball, and now it's taking like almost half.
Yeah,
and in fact, because it took that extra damage, now it will die on rocks when it comes back.
Since rocks are still up, and Shadow Ball doing so much to Walking Wake.
Yeah, also slight mistake there. Like the Walking Wake needs to be able to take a hit in order to like get the wish.
Yeah.
To activate. It doesn't, and so the wish goes to waste. So like, not only did Screamtail not heal itself, Walking Wake is now dead, and Screamtail dies on rocks on switch in.
Yeah, and we get paralysis there. Terra Shell finally going off, and then we do get a Meteor Beam, which misses. Very unfortunate.
And it misses.
Wouldn't have done much anyways, to be fair. It's a ground electric type. And then we get another paralysis.
Madcaps are really trying to keep this Sun alive, though. Again, probably like heavily trying to rapid spin there again, just to see if he could save the Screamtail.
Yeah.
But he can't, and now he's just taking more damage on just everything.
And we get two pairs in a row with Chandelure, and at this point, you know, it's already a lot of momentum lost by Madcapster. Diamond Storm getting the defense buff and knocking out Chandelure.
Yeah, it does lock this Diancie into Diamond Storm.
True.
Which means that this Sandy Shocks is able to like try some more stuff.
Yeah.
But like this Diancie is just so bulky.
Yeah, it is. And we get back.
As Legion comes in, easily able to take an Earth Power.
Yep.
Big Mouth smartly waiting until the sun is up, so Aqua Jet is not reduced in power. And as we said before, the Screamtail dead on rocks. And that's it.
1 second.
Yeah. Like what honestly like is there to say about the match, like other than that really? Big has been playing like pretty well, pretty consistently, like every week, adjusting his team like just enough to mostly counter what his opponents are bringing. Like some things have been pretty similar to like week to week, but actually I believe like this week he actually brought a lot less of his high-end Pokemon and a lot more of like the middle ground that's good at being adjusted for what the opponent has. And like we saw a very specially defensive, what do you call it, Dragalge. We saw a very bulky Mesprit as well. And just like leveraging those things against Madcap's team, who like most of its bulk comes from either Venusaur just synthesizing itself or Wish Passes coming out from Screamtail. So if he can keep up the pressure, he can keep denying those things.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you for stalling. Sorry, my dog barked and I wanted to make sure that it would not happen again. No more dog in the house. Now she's gone out in the wild, free.
You've just thrown her out.
Yep.
Evicted the dog.
Evicted. No. But, yeah, so with that being said, and us having looked at all the matches and stuff this week, we now have a definitive idea for the Aqua division who is making in the playoffs. Now, placement is still up in the air other than first place. At this point, no one could get a 7-0. Only Scoots can. We can still technically get a 6-1 from Scoots and a loss, but with the differential where it's at, does not matter how much Scoots loses by. He is still in first place.
Scoot is in such a commanding position. First place is locked for him. Yeah. Scoots is going to playoffs in first place of Aqua Division.
Let's go ahead then and actually go over the numbers before we start getting into it. So my bad. Like I said, Scoots, Portland Palafins, 6-0, 29. Insane differential. Bick is in second place at a 5-1 and 13. Nick is now 4-2 at 11, and the Grass Valley Greninjas at a 4-2 at 2.
Taking up the bottom half, we have Jason, 2-4 at -4. Mass, 2-4, -8. The Sliggoo Sluggers at 1-5, -18. And at the bottom, Woody, 0-6, -25.
Yeah. And so, as we said, Scoot is in first place, guaranteed, no matter what, no ifs, ands, or buts. Second place,
yes,
though.
And everybody that's currently not in playoffs contention, is also just guaranteed out. Even if Jason wins and the Grass Valley Greninjas lose next week, it doesn't matter. The wins will ensure they stay in their respective halves of the seeding.
Yep. Second place is up in the air still. We do have, I think, Nick and Vic. That's funny. Fighting this week, so we could see if Nick gets a win and wins by just 2. Doesn't matter. If Nick just wins, he will take second place. Because they will be tied.
He can win 0-0.
Okay, he can win. Okay, yes, that is possible.
Again, it's happened once in all of Double Dip history.
Yes,
but it has happened. And if that specifically happens, then Nick would still be in third place.
Yes, but if he wins by any number of knockouts and Pokemon doesn't have his knocked out, then yes, he is guaranteed second place, and Vic will fall down to third. And I believe we have Mass and Mad Capture fighting this week, and it is possible that Mad Capture gets a solid win, but I don't think, unless Nick or Vic loses by quite a bit, it is possible for Mad Capture to come out of fourth place.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Because one of them is guaranteed to lose and thus lose points.
Mm-hmm.
If Nick loses 4-0 or more, and then Madcap 6-0's Mass, he can still overtake. In order to overtake the Blood Moon Bears, it would have to be a 6-0 on both ends.
Yeah.
Because he cannot have the tie because he lost the head-to-head.
Yeah, but...
So, and also because it's Nick and Big fighting, the Bellibolts and the Blood Moon Bears.
Yep.
The Mad Capture can never get second place. At best, he can get third if the person above them loses big enough.
Yeah. So at this point, we have a very rough idea. So it is down to mostly Nick and Vic for where playoffs contention lands, depending who wins that fight and how severe the win-loss is. But regardless, that's only going to impact placements for playoffs themselves. And as we've mentioned before, going into week 7, finalizing those matches and finalizing the numbers, we will then be discussing how playoffs is going to work and who's going to end up fighting who at the end of that video.
Indeed, it's going to be very exciting.
It is. Season 8 has been just an up and down season.
Yeah, so matches still matter, especially the Bellibolts versus Blood Moon Bears match is a very important one to watch for next week, as that will be very important for how this placement ends up. Aside from that, it's mostly going to be pride matches.
Yeah.
Just people doing their best, maybe trying some funny sets with Pokemon they haven't used yet. So, we'll definitely be seeing interesting things next week for sure.
Yeah, but please check out the other divisions. I know Rocket, Spoon and I have said some fun things over there and what's going on with that stuff. Skull is very fascinating right now, with the bottom 2 kind of looking for contention. But again, gotta go check that out, find out. Don't worry about Magma. Everything's fine.
Magma division's taken a very interesting turns in the last couple of weeks.
I mean, yeah, I kind of had. So, but you got to go watch that, check it out. So, but thank you all so much for joining us over here in Rocket Division. We're gonna see you again next week for the final battle for regular season as we go into playoffs itself.
One more week.
One
more
more
week.
Okay,
We're
bye.
going to do the fucking recaps for playoffs.
Oh,
If everybody doing recaps is going to be in playoffs.
well, we're gonna have to figure that out when we get there. Okay, bye recording.
Bye.